I'm Bob Widegren. I belong to the Kiwanis Club of Lower Cape Cod. I'm going to introduce you now to Susan Smith, who's going to talk to our governor for a few minutes here. Thank you.
Good morning, Vesta.
Good morning, Susan. How are you?
This conference is really going well. It's off to a great start. And as our new governor of the New England District, I'd just like to ask you a few questions about your personal relationships with Kiwanis.
Okay.
And our first question is, how did you get involved with Kiwanis in the first place?
Okay. Funny you should ask. I have been a Key Club advisor for many years. Actually, something like 16 or 17 years. And when I first started off, I went to a Kiwanis club. And I wanted to see what Kiwanis was all about. I knew they sponsored the group, but I really didn't know anything about them. So I went to the meeting and I had a question, and they told me that I couldn't speak because I wasn't a member. And I thought, whoa, I guess I'll have to become a member.
My goodness.
I don't know if they're all that pleased about that because I talk a lot now, but that's how I started.
Well, we're really excited to have you as a member and to be our governor this year. And you've really put some spark into the year so far, and we really enjoyed it. I think you have several goals that you are planning to try to accomplish during this year. What are those goals?
I do. In the past, sometimes a governor will have a slogan. And if anyone knows me, I have a lot of words. So I chose 5 words that I wanted us to really focus on. First was children. I wanted us to keep focus on the fact that children are children no matter what their background or what their circumstance. They all have the same needs and wants. The second was service. I wanted to encourage every single club to focus on a new hands-on service project that directly impact the children in their community. After all, that's what we're supposed to be all about. Serving the world and changing the world one child, one community and one child at a time. So I wanted to make sure that that always remained our focus. The next was leadership. If we're going to work with children and we're going to provide service opportunities, then we really needed to be good, strong leaders. And I wanted to make sure that every Kiwanis member felt as if they were getting the training and the opportunities in order to be a leader available to them. So we're offering more and more leadership opportunities. The next was excellence. If we're going to do something, I wanted to make sure that it was excellence that we were putting forward. So I asked everyone to look at what it was that they were doing and to see, is this the best that you can do? I also reminded them that good wasn't good enough. If we said that this project, oh, that's good enough, I'm saying no. We need to be able to say that's the best or that's the greatest that we could do. And finally, I know that if we followed those 4 things, children, service, leadership, and excellence, that we would experience growth. After all, every organization wants to grow, and I'm looking at personal growth as well as membership growth. So those are our goals, and I think we're well on our way. I'm hearing more and more about new members, and I'm hearing about exciting projects, and this weekend I think we're offering many leadership opportunities. So I think we're there. I think we're moving in that direction. I'm so excited.
I think we are too, and just as an example, our club has just been off to a real exciting year. We did accept your challenge of starting a new project, and we're doing the Salvation Army's Dress Alive doll on a cape. And I had gotten your book at the installation and took that to our board meeting and said that, well, I took this book and that means we need to do a new service project.
That's right.
And we really have an exciting new president this year who is relatively new to Kiwanis. And he goes to the webinars and he has, really kept up and done things with the Facebook, and he's really brought new life into our club because he's so excited about what he's learning. I mean, so many of us just kind of go along and we say, oh, we know that and this and that. But he comes to the meeting and he says, oh, I learned this about Kiwanis last night on the, on the webinar or on Facebook or this. I went to the site. And he's just brought a whole rejuvenation to the club, and he just comes all excited every Friday morning, which is really neat. In fact, he's having a Think Big program for us on the Monday after Thanksgiving, just to come and talk about ideas, and he's going to have papers all over the walls and do some brainstorming as to how we can make our club better, because we always talk about us being the best club on the Cape, but we want to even become better than that. You can't just stay at best, you can't plateau.
You know, has he been listening to some of my...
I think he might have.
He has. And I applaud that. And the book, by the way, is Thank You World by Alice McGinty, and it's illustrated by Wendy Anderson Halperin. And if you get an opportunity to see it, it's just a fabulous book.
It is.
And I was so inspired by it. And my granddaughters each have a copy of it, and that book has brought in many new projects. And I have to tell you, it's like a warm fuzzy. You go to a club and you hear about something that they're doing, and you say, wow, that book, it is inspiring. So if anybody would like to pick it up at the library or Amazon.com, can I say that? It is a fabulous book. So I'm glad that you took the challenge.
Yeah, I did. Just one more thing. What was your Kiwanis moment? They've talked about that over the last several years, I think, since trying to think of who the president was that kind of brought that in.
Yes.
And so, have you had a particular Kiwanis moment?
I did. I'm the mother of two fine young gentlemen, and they were teenagers, and they were involved in Key Club, the Key Club that I spoke about. And we did work at a soup kitchen. We prepared a meal once a month, and we prepared the meal, and my sons would come along with me. And I have to admit, my sons, they never really knew what it was like to be hungry or to not know where your meal was. I knew what that was like, and I wanted to make sure that they understood it. So we would go to the soup kitchen, and you wonder if your children are listening. You provide them with all these opportunities, and you wonder, are they getting it? Are they getting it? And then one day the post office was having a food drive. I wasn't home, and a card came, and the letter carrier was coming to the door, and you were supposed to put out a bag of groceries. My son emptied my entire cabinet of every can, every box, everything that was not open. Thank goodness he had the sense to do that. But he took everything out of the pantry. And that night I came home, and I'm thinking, I have everything to make dinner. And I opened up the cabinet and said, whoa, closed the cabinet and opened it again and said, didn't we used to have food in here? And my son said, Mom, you would be so proud of me. The post office came, and they were having a food drive, and I gave them all of our food to feed all of the hungry people. And I went, isn't that terrific? I'm so proud of you. And then you wonder, are they getting it? And he got it. And even to this day, it's really hard for him to go by someone when they're having a food drive. He always makes sure that we give food. And I do think that that is probably one of the things that we, as Kiwanis clubs, we could really address. And not just at Thanksgiving, but what if we had a food drive in February when all those food pantries are empty and kids need food in order to be successful in school and everything that they do. So I'm hoping that in February we have a district-wide food drive. Oh, you heard it here first.
Thank you. And we're glad to have you here, and we look forward to the rest of the conference.
Well, thank you. I'm so excited. This is so much fun. Thank you so much.